because I know what my weakness. I will get the program manager to involve on that. All right. So some of this one is also learning experience because you're a team, and everyone actually is a little bit different. Marketing guy, usually marketing guy, they are very good talk. Right? So when a tough situation, like your product is not as good as the other guy, they don't go to talk. And then through this talk, they will tell you what the user should say. Right? So in a different situation, let's figure out who to talk the best. And they just do that. Right? So in that time when I do the qualification, I always do that. For example, so one time is they want to talk to me because it's not very good. Right? And then they want, basically they want we to change the product, change it to the other, and we don't want to do that. So the way how we're doing this one is I would go there. I would say, okay, we're going to change the product. Because if I don't say that, then they will say, well, you design the product, why don't change the product? I don't want old, I want new, right? So I say that. But actually, I already talked to my team already. So we have the other one say, okay, hold on, Steve, fine, if we're going to change the product. And they say, Yixin, just in case you did not know, if Steve needs to change the product, we need to increase the 20% of price. And they say, oh, we don't want to increase the price. Well, then we need to talk about it. Maybe you don't want to change this product yet. And that should play out pretty good. Right, so you start to balance what your team needs. Because usually they will want to push one thing. And then you let them know. And then I pretend that, oh, they're done with my business. But actually I talk to my team already, go to tech them. Right. So lots of times it's also, depends on situation, use your team. Who will be deliver best scenario for the company to do that, and each time is also a little bit different. Actually, talk to Tony. Tony do a lot of customer interface. He must be doing pretty good. We always give you the business. So. Okay, so talk boss. Now we always have a lot of opportunity to talk to boss. You all report somebody. So what are you going to talk to them? A lot of times, maybe your boss want to talk to you. If you are an engineer, most of it is technical review. So most of the time, I think, I don't know, you can raise your hand. Have you talked to your boss other than the technical review? Or, do you talk to him some of like, hey, my career, I really want to run company. Have you, what kind of topic you talk to your boss? Or have you planned to say, okay, I want to talk to my boss, or my boss?
Yeah, so I started off as a, when I graduated from college, from my undergrad, I started off as a technician. I kind of went to talk to my boss. It's like, I don't feel like what I'm doing here, I feel like I could do more. And I feel like I could, take on, because originally my manager is like, your job's a technician, you do routine work, you don't do any engineering projects. But I started talking to him. I want to do more higher level work than this, and trying to push for him to give me more engineering projects. And he's like, well, and he starts testing me down along the way.
Good. So you talk to your boss to say, hey, I can do more than technician job. I can really take an engineer job. So that's one way to discuss with your boss. But the better way is plan your career and then have this kind of conversation as part of how you talk to your boss. Because by the way, they're going to give you a review anyway, right? The reason we don't dare to talk to our boss, especially as a Chinese background, I know, you have hard time to talk to your boss on your career development. Most of the people come to talk to me, they are all American. At the same time, their demand is unbelievable. They want to become VP. I said, are you serious? Oh, yeah, yeah. I said, really? I said, I almost said, you make me try to, make sure you do a good job because you're probably going to lose your job anyway. Yeah, I want to become prime manager. Just this review, I said, gosh, really? I mean, we are just little people. Oh no, because I have all these people. I never have very, very few Chinese come to talk to me. They Steve, I really want to sit down with you and share with you what is my career goal. And I want to give you some advice. How can I accomplish that? I haven't seen any Chinese. Well, the only I have is because I'm pretty active to talk to them. I never have Chinese come to talk to me. Usually they come to talk to me. They say, have a very good project, want to review with me. Henry will say, oh, Steve, I have something very difficult. I can find this atomic, almost can get a Nobel Prize. Right? Always like that. But try to use this opportunity because they will like to you talk to them other than your technical. In your technical, I think you always need again to say how you want. If you don't let the people know what your career goal, and then you don't want to ask advice, nobody will give to you. Yeah.
So how do you talk to your boss about your objective to be promoted or do something so that he don't feel threatened?
Right. Indeed, we are talking about how to talk to your boss's boss, right? It's an even interesting one. Because your boss will be really frightened. Why you talk to why you talk to her? You know? Yeah. No. See, if you talk to your boss more on career development, on what I can go to do better, so you can get promoted. Because I can deliver more for you. Right? And that's what you need to focus on. Indeed, the conversation will be very good. You say, hey, Jim, I really want to talk to you. Right? You know, I think we are doing very well. I think our team, we really have opportunity to maybe take over their team. Right? And what we can do together on that? And if you have some idea, you say, hey, I have some idea. Maybe we should go to ask for this project. I heard, right now, head division, they want to have this joint project. Maybe we should go to take this project. And if you like, maybe you can assign me to take it.
I think sometimes the boss also organize his team. He, in his mind, also have some idea. This person, sometimes he will promote it. This person, maybe never. They have their own idea in mind.
Jim, I will tell you, do not think your boss is so good, or have plans who going to promote, who is not promoted. You will be surprised. A lot of these people ask for it.
That's cool.
I'm serious, because we are all human. We are under pressure. So I know you think about all these CEO, VP, senior VP, they are so smart, they already decide, no, you are not promoted, you are promoted. Now they have some idea who is doing the job, who is not that. But in the promotion, I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Because think about it, today you have 4 or 5 direct report. And this one doing extremely good. If he did not ask for promotion, unless you already plan for the person, or the person never asked about to do more project, I'm not quite sure the person will get promoted. In Chinese, China, Taiwan maybe. In USA, I don't think so.
That's right.
Because in their culture is, number one, they are not that smart. American is not that smart. I mean, so they did not say, okay, yeah, okay, you are here, and put this one here. Do not believe it. I mean, there is because I'm involved in all this succession planning. It's all bogus. The name right now on this is succession. When this one leave, you can go look at the company. I know CK is not the one currently on there. Because there's a lot of so again, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong. Number one, have to do a good job. And make sure you are on the radar screen on what do you do. But has to be somehow got attention from your management team. because they have so many things in their mind. So I give you my example how I talk to my boss, and I talk to my boss's boss. So I used to be report to my boss. Actually, I did not talk to him. Originally, I report to one Chinese. Actually, it's really not very good, to be honest. The most of the problem for us is when they are in this level, they are surviving. So they are surviving, they cannot even take care of you. And that's the reason when I'm in the position, I don't want to survive. Because I see, you know, we used to be actually, the person also from Taiwan, in all the day, they are just surviving because they are under, but, so when I go to talk to my boss, the boss, original, I did not ask for promotion and that. Actually, I asked, say, can you become my mentor? Right? And I asked about, you know, I heard that you do some mentoring and 360 for other director. And I say, Kevin, can you do for me? And they say, okay, I will do for you. So this is the first time I have 360. You know 360, right? So they will talk to people, your top, your peer, and then under you. So I start from there. But what's important, because the person was a senior VP in that time, I was director. So he started to know me. Because I know they don't make a big difference, because when they was decide about executive, we're talking about executive pipe. So he recommend, hey, we need to put Steve on there. And I think the only reason he know me because he was my mentor. Maybe he feels some obligation.
How did your boss feel about that?
Well, because when I talked to my boss, he's my mentor, so it was no threat to him. I was not doing any more project. I was all 360. I was all, he talked, you know, I talked to him like every other week for 1 or 2 hours, and he would tell me what I need to train and that. So for my boss, actually, he was not fear too much, because you know, I do whatever he asked me to do. I did not, because Kevin, I went to do different projects and that. Right? But the big difference was, when they think about I'm ready, actually I was over my boss. Right? So if you have beyond this one, actually you should do that, because regardless, I learned a lot from Kevin. This 360 really helped me a lot, because we confirm about what do you know your strength and weakness. And then when they are really good, they don't have to help you. They will really tell you. The problem sometimes is your boss, because they feel threat from you. They do not want you to really make improvement. They did not really tell you what your problem. But Kevin will tell me. Now he will tell me, Steve, you got to go work on interpersonal skill. And by the way, do not let everybody know. You got to go change your style, because you can do anything. Because in that time, I was very concerned. A lot of people badmouth me about I'm driving too hard. You know, I'm sometimes like a detector. So I heard about this one. I was worried about. Kevin really helped me. He said, no, Steve, I don't know what the people are talking about. That's your strength. Do not change that. But you do need to work on interpersonal skill. And I say, and he told me, if you do the interpersonal skill improvement, it will take care of some of this issue. And his point, and you know, it all makes sense to me, because if I change on the way how I'm driving, try to be nice to everybody, then my strength, suddenly I will lost all that, right? So, because he really want to make me become better, so he tell me, say, Steve, go to work on that. If I talk to my boss, it's all good. It's all good, right? So I think if you want to get this one, it's nothing wrong to talk to even beyond your boss. You can go to talk to your boss. So I talked to my boss before. Certainly, 2 promotion is all. You know, I mentioned to you, I was become manager very earlier, and the conversation was not very good, because I basically talked to my boss and said, I want to become manager. He said, wow, you just worked less than 3 years. How can you become manager? I said, yeah, I want to become manager. He said, no, you cannot. I said, well, then I'm going to quit the job. Oh, he said, really? Then we got to talk to VP. Well, it's not a good example, right? So later on, when I talked to my boss, I was more on, you sit down and ask for some advice, right? And I will explain to them about, actually, I have desire, I want to become director. I want to move in on managerial path. You can go to talk to them about that. By the way, if you really think that your boss does not support you, change it. I'm serious. Move to the other group, because for you to be successful, either you got to go lead a team, or you got to go to the team is a very good team. I give the story, and this is a true story. When she got the counter merger, indeed, I got a job offer to become director. I was manager. And I don't think you know the story is she actually bought the counter. But my division actually report the counter. And I said, what the heck is that? We just bought this company, why we all report to? So I was a manager, report to the other manager. Right? But then in that time I talked to my wife, I said, no, I'm going to stay. I want to just become manager. And she said, why is that? I said, well, because I want to know why they are successful. Why is it such a small company? She gave bought this company, and our division, we all report to this division. So what I found is, in the Seagate, individual, we are so good. Everybody are these PhD, postdoctor, and by the way, has to be Stanford, Berkeley, and that. And they don't have this kind of people. But as a team, they are much, much better team. So I told my wife, I'm going to join this team. Because I say, I'm in this Seagate. It's unbelievable. I mean, we bought a company, I got to go report to this small company. So that's how I joined this team. Indeed, I'm talking about Kevin and Orisa is original this team. So I joined there. I said, no, I want, because I was open to them. I said, I'm surprised why we need to report to you guys. But then I suddenly realized that you guys are much, much better team. So I joined this team. So I always give advice is either you have to go to build your team, but also need to go to make sure you join the team. If your boss eventually cannot help you on that, certainly you got to go think about it. Because it's not everybody will help you. Sometimes they become your barrier.
Yeah, sometimes probably he is also survived.
He's a survivor.
Yeah.
Do not work with a boss if you want to grow. Surviving the boss.
What's your definition of surviving?
Surviving, you can see, does not perform very well. And within the same rank, does not even have a voice. You would fear. You can talk to my team. Guarantee I'm not surviving. I can tell you that. All the VP in the USA, they know I'm not surviving. You can talk to them. Because my philosophy, if you are surviving, then you are losing anyway. You can feel. Yeah. You are not. Right? Because they have, no, don't fight.
But regarding to talk to boss, so how do you talk to your team member? Right? Because if everyone wants to be a manager, but there's only one manager.
Yeah. No, you need to be very openly. I talk to people, and I always quite openly. And I try to look at their strength also. Some people is not really to become manager or leader. They probably better to be engineer. The good thing is in the CK is we are two parts. So salary is the same. Now, indeed, before I become VP, you can become chief technologist. So salary is the same. And some people are willing to do that because they know they cannot manage it. They cannot even manage it themselves, to be honest, right? So sometimes you gotta sit down to say, "Oh, Tom Nolan, I need to talk to you. I don't think you want to become manager. I told him, you cannot even manage it yourself." I said, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Even the badge, you miss every single day because I will see who did not bring the badge, right?" I said, "What the heck is that? And you're gonna manage in the group? You gotta be kidding me." But usually I was again. We were talking about a little bit on leadership. You develop your own style. Then I talk to people. And if people really can become, you think it can become leader of management team, usually I would do is I would develop it through we call it task force. So from the engineer, they were managing the task force. And then from there, to move up to that. It's always difficult, but I think the best way is let people know. And then work with them to help them to figure out what they are really good at. And in the end, it's, people, we have ego tries to become management team, but I think in the end, everybody want to make sure they can contribute. They can add a value to the company, right? And we just need to figure out what's the basic value for them. So we have a lot of people actually did not have a manager title, but we give them the lead, task force lead, project, product lead. We then manage the product. And actually they can put on business card also. But they learn a lot of leadership also because they got to go to, for example, like Yixin on some of these, we want engineer to become product lead also. Right? So you should do that. Manager, they can probably spend 1 hour talk to you. If you talk to the director, cut down to 30 minutes. If you talk to VP, maybe about 10 to 15. If you're going to talk to your CEO, make sure the first 30 seconds, 20 seconds, he got what you want to talk already. Otherwise, you're out. Right? So each time is very different. So if you really got a chance to talk to them, also try to know what is your message and what do you want to communicate with them. Right? The message was, so I got a chance to present to our president. 30 minutes. They say 30 minutes. So I prepare original 30 slides. My VP cut down to 5 slides. Right? And I said, wow, 5 slides, I cannot really show all the work I done. And when I presented, I haven't really finished 4 slides. I probably talked about one minute. He stopped me already. So he said, Steve, can you reduce the ruthenium? And I said, Dave, it's very, very complicated. Let me explain to you. And he said, okay, Steve, can I repeat again? Can you reduce the ruthenium? So he raised the voice. I said, yes, Dave, we can reduce ruthenium. He said, okay, Jerry, thank you. The meeting is done. Well, again, it's just when you talk to all these people, be careful on that. So in that time, if you think about situation happened to me, I talked to Jerry, my boss. I said, why Dave is so rude? Man, suppose 30 minutes, why I haven't even talked about more than 2 minutes? You stopped me already. He said, well, Steve, I forgot to tell you. I don't think he cares about what you do. I said, what do you mean he don't care about what I do, right? He said, do you know? Turn on my boss's issue. He did not tell me. He said, do you know the next hour he has a budget review. And the one that materials we use can affect a lot of how much budget going to put there. So he wanted to know, can I reduce that? But I did not know that's what he wanted to know. I thought he wanted to know how I manage in this project, how difficult this project, right? Well, because indeed if I really think through, I should think about what you want to know. But I was more from my point. And I know sometimes you think, well, Steve, yeah, it's just because of you. I will tell you a lot of times you present, I have so many people present to me, they don't even know what the heck they are talking about.
But when you talk to customer, you can ask the project manager, say, okay, I'm going to talk to customer, ask what they want. And we talk, sometimes you bump into general manager.
Well, then you need.
How do we know what they really want?
Well, so that's what you need to get very good at that.
Yeah.
So that's the point I'm trying to make. Because we as an engineer, for example, right now, a lot of people present to me, including hi, I want to know. Nobody addressed that. Right? So this one is, if you really pay attention, to say, what is the pain point there? I think you're going to figure out.
Of course, market share, gross margin. few highlights, right?
Yes.
But they ask you a question like how you're doing in general, right? When you want to, let's say, get credit for the team, get more attention on the project, get more budget. That's what I'm asking for. But how do I cut in the conversations?
I don't think he will give you anything on that.
It's very difficult, right?
I mean, the one, even I think sometimes we have tendency try to show how difficult our job. We have tendency try to say how good of our job is doing, our team is doing, and then we think about if I say this one, he will give me the more budget. No.
It's all pretty much all set, right?
No, the point is you need to go to. Let me give you one example. So our CEO went to Fremont to tour our facility. All right. So and then after they finished, he said, "Steve, can I talk to you?" I said, "Okay." And he said, "Can you tell me why your division is always best in class, but how come your ROI is not very good? Return of investment." All right. So I said, "Oh, that's Steve Russo, right?" I said, "Russo, do you know what? In all the return on the other division, all the investment is all from our division. We make a media, they can go improve their year." He said, "Oh, I know there's something wrong." So he called our CFO to say, "Oh, no," he said, "Pat, I find out why the media ROI is always no good. Because all the returns all go to the other division there." And they said, "Yeah, because he used ROI to make a decision on capital." You know what I mean? If you think about it, because I prepared this one, I know he must be there because my CEO is a finance guy. Right? So when he went to tour the Fremont, actually I already prepared. I said, if you ask something, I'm going to tell him about that.
That's very important.
So I was prepared there because I know he's a finance guy. And then he asked me, "Yeah, how I?" Because before this one, I already talked to finance. I said, why I cannot get all the capital spending? He said, "Well, because your ROI is always not very good." I said, "You gotta be kidding me." I said, "Why is that?" I said, this is how we calculate. So I was prepared that. Then I find out, they compare to the other division, a lot of return because we make this one, they make an improvement on that. But anyway, it's maybe just experience. Need to think about this. Sometimes you don't get all the information, but if you look at real deeper, look at their background, you will think of what kind of thing they want to know, because they use a certain thing to judge the division.
They always using like my product may got the highest margin potential, but probably most highest material cost too. So they're always pounding in material cost. They never will justify your margin. Because margin come out from service group, which is different division.
No, we all know that, but how you steer the point is extremely important. I just went through this one in our division, and I give the other example. So I deal with our president. Everybody try to say how good job they are doing, right? So everybody try to talking about the budget, how well they control. So that's what I presented. So I present as fresh spending. We did not increase it. And so president said, "Yeah, Steve, everybody told me they're all fresh spending." I said, "Oh, wait a minute, Dave. I'm fresh spending. Do you see how many new projects I'm doing this? I'm do glass, I'm do this form factor, and I do hammer." And as soon as I say this one, he said, "Gosh, good. I'm going to go to talk to the other division. Why for you a new project? Why you need to increase the budget?" So the point is, they have something in their mind, because everybody present to them to say, "Oh, Dave, I need more budget because I have this new product." So my point is, a lot of time is like you say, yeah, of course they want high profit margin and all these kind of. The thing is, if you're going to talk to these significant people, you need to think about what's in their mind, so you can differentiate. And the person will say, "Oh, you are really doing good." Because originally I say, I did not increase my budget. He said, "Yeah, everybody say that." But I say, "Well, wait a minute, Dave. I increased these 4 projects. I did not increase the spending." And for him, it's a big deal because nobody say they increased the project and then they still for spending. Because everybody, when they increase the project, they want to ask for more budget. Right? And then you got to go to figure out what is really clear. Otherwise, you will just do something. And he will say, yeah, everybody say the same thing.
Hey Steve.
Yeah.
If you know your boss want to know a specific question, he definitely your answers today and now, and but you don't have that answer. What you will do? You are not sure, or even like 10% sure.
You just tell them you go back to them, right? And indeed, if you do this one even better, because next time you got a chance to go back to talk to them. If really your boss and a significant person, try to get time to talk to them. I mean, not only one time, continue. That's the reason I always ask about mentoring. Because build relationship. You know, it's relationship. Everybody value relationship. Like the one I talked about Kevin. Without Kevin, I don't think I would become a VP. Because what happens is, when there is a relationship, he mentor you. He become your coach. So he want to win also. He want to say, yeah, Steve is very good. And then, a lot of time in the situation, you know, because if they are senior people, they discuss, right? You know, who's going to be moved up, they discuss. And you got somebody to talk to you. My point is, yeah, just say, okay, can I get back to you? Do you mind we schedule the other 30 minutes meeting? They were more than happy to do that. Okay, so I'm going to just try to close this one quick, and then, you know, we can go to, and you want to give the comment. So we want you to do is, again, something this week, you know, you can prepare also like 3 minutes communication. And this one can be, you want to talk to your customer, and or, you know, you want to talk to your boss, and then prepare that. But visibility does not know how to manage in that. So become the problem is, like Tony mentioned about, a lot of marketing is all American, and then they take all the credit. Right? Indeed, you should think about most of technical product is all developed by Chinese. Yeah. Right? So when I say the good, I think the marketing probably take too much credit. I'm not saying marketing is not important. And that's the other one. You know, in this communication, I keep trying to emphasize is the communication part of how to get the visibility also.
So I know if you are doing the process and whether you can deliver the new product, you make it quantified, it's very easy to see there's a success with that. But if you are a supporting team, how do you quantify this?
So the two things you need to do. Number one is do not become a supporting team. What do you ask is, oh, that's the reason I used to be do the process only. I say I want to run product also. I say I'm okay to in charge this process, but I want to be product team also, right? Again, do not try to become just supporting group. If you really supporting group, then you need to spend a lot of time to think about how your result, people can see the impact here. If your result here does not impact here, then you are in trouble, deep trouble. Because, Henry, do you see the problem? The problem, you keep showing this one. Your VP listen to this. What is going to help me? Because they don't know how to connect to that. But you do this and say, oh, this is so important. The guy will think about, I need to make a profit. What is this? Certainly he thinks it's important, but he cannot connect to that. If you have some number, you know, quantify, I don't know what it is maybe in some R&D project, if I got this one, I got a new machine, my profit is in this one, oh, he probably going to pay a lot of attention. Because somebody say, hey, we have to have that. He said, oh, Henry, you got that. Okay, I got it. If we cannot link it to that, then you probably don't want to become supporting group. So got to somehow, resource management is extremely important.
So a good team actually means they can do more visible projects. Doesn't mean the team can deliver more results, whatever they are assigned on. So the reason I ask is, say I have worked in this company for 8 years. Along the way, there are projects that's higher visibility, but sometimes you have to become supporting role. Do we always change?
No, so like okay.
Select the,
I don't know who is. Let's become leadership issue. Whoever is the leader, if I'm leader, I will not want to become supporting group. I will be the one to fight to be the one visible. Indeed, I did feel, one time I tell you, I ran head in the media to Rome, Normandy, because I had to do that. Because otherwise, the problem is that then I become supportive, and somebody wrong this. By the way, usually this one is not very good, right? But they have some people want to come out to do that. It's just my experience. I don't think you want to be, for your career or you work in a team, is a supporting team. Because I think you'll be in trouble. Unless you just, if you are happy with your contribution, it's fine. But you are really thinking about, you want to get some visibility, I mean, that just like anything, right? I mean, you want to play Super Bowl, you got to go to do it. And I don't know. What I see this one is usually this is the background difference. Usually Chinese is very okay to become supporting group. Usually American, they want to, the one try to lead it.
Let's say the boss assigns you to do a supporting job, for example. What's the best way to contact? Right?
Well, you assign, right? Then you gotta go to your boss. Number one is like go back to handle your point. If you cannot deliver a result, you are done. If you really good, why I'm supporting group? Right? Okay, the other team. Okay. So why? Who should be leading the team? Who should be in this position? A lot of time is we think the boss assign, but you may not. Maybe the other leader go to talk to the boss. Say, oh, my team can do it. A lot of times it's not assigned. A lot of times it's asked for it.
But sometimes if you are not in that specialized area, maybe you stay in supporting team and learning and keep growing. Maybe it's better. So like I'm a material science background. I went to Newtown Networks, worked there a few years. It's digital communication and networks. So this is not my area. But I stay as supporting team for a while and keep learning more and more, then moving. So that's...
No, I mean, my point is I'm a material scientist also, right? When I say the supporting team is you don't want to just, okay, I'm doing one process, and I'm due for this team. They took me and integrate that. My point is, yeah, I'm doing supporting team, but I can be part of that. Because you gotta be careful. If you are always in the supporting team, you are just become a functional team. And it's important, but it's going to be very difficult to be able to grow because you're so specialized.
Right. Yeah.
Right? And that's the other one we're talking about why we need learn this communication skill. Because when you move to here, you're talking about the project visibility. Usually it's not technical. It's all management, cross-functional coordination. Indeed, the supporting team is very functional. But the one you're talking about, the visible project, people do it for you anyway.
Yeah, people ignore you.
Steve,
Yes. Oh.
I have a question. Yeah, it's I don't know if it's is it okay to be very aggressive in terms of what you want at a workplace? I mean, it's if you're starting at this really low, you're starting from the bottom, and you really want to go up all the way like as high as you can. How is it career limiting to sometimes to demand too much? That you provide results, but you execute, but it's Is it okay? I mean, let me do in the.
You will provide solution for that. But a lot of time, be careful. Especially when we are young, we confuse between activity, understanding, to the solution. We say, oh, I'm PhD in material science, I understand this, I've done all this one. That's not our company care. Can you make a puzzle for Seagate? The Seagate, are you the one Seagate want to talk to? If you are, oh, I can guarantee you, no boss will say you are too aggressive. So maybe the answer is, yes, of course, but we got to understand about where we are. I also see some people is over aggressive, and I say, guys, to be honest, we don't even need you. What are you trying to do here? Because sometimes the self-awareness is not there. The most important thing is, most of the time people confuse between solution provider, really good provide result, to what I think I'm very good. And oh, I manage in all this project. Right? So that's so again, I know you asked this before. I never see the people aggressive enough if the person is so good.
Hey Steve, when I was a graduate student, one time my boss suspected when he setting up a project, he suspected, say, if you don't program this code for this specific project, we never need it. But like 3 months later, one night, he in the report the next day to the kind of defense company, and he gave a call to me, say, hey, I heard you made that program. You plan to make that program. Did you make that? I said, yeah. And he said, yeah. Another American guy, this student and I need that program right now. Did you make it? I said, yeah. So at this situation, should I ask something from him, or next day I should say, hey, boss?
You see that, because I know you also make a program for us.
Yeah.
Right? You are a very typical person. You are very, very good. And you did not even know how good you are. You should ask for it. It's not to ask for it. Create some visibility for yourself.
Okay.
Right? Same as your professor. I'll give you one story. Something happened to me. So when I went to University of Utah, my professor was doing a sample. So I said, let me do for you. And he said, oh, okay, thank you. How much money I need to pay you? Oh, I said, no, I don't. He was shocked. But as a Chinese student, you want to do free for your professor anyway, right? He was shocked. Free? I said, yeah. Right? So in that time, that's my first year in USA, I was saying, oh, wait a minute. Their thinking is very different. You should not think about either I'm stupid or I'm drunk or maybe my work is so bad. Because I asked for nothing. He was shocked. I said, no. Because I was just finishing my graduate master in Taiwan, right? We don't get any money for professor. Right? So like your work, I mean, you have some of like, write a code is very, very unique. May not be money, but try to use this opportunity. Create some visibility. Maybe with this one, you can go to talk to your director and all this, and I think that's important. Okay, I think it's, thank you, and then I see you next week.